Sandy tapped Carol on the shoulder. "Ladies, we have a very special guest with us tonight. She's someone who wants to help prevent other women from being attacked and raped by the same man who nearly left her for dead. Though it's been 3 years since she'd been brutally raped, she believes this man is still out there raping other women. Ladies, I'd like to introduce to you Mary Saladino." Mary received the warmest welcome. In fact, every woman stood as she stepped to the front. She parked her petite frame at the front and center of the room. "Thank you very much for that wonderful reception," Mary delightfully acknowledged. "The night I was raped was the most horrible night of my life. I had gone downstairs to do laundry. The rapist, because that's what he really was since real men don't rape, jumped from behind a row of washing machines. He split my head open with an iron tire rod. This savage beast jumped on top of me and raped me repeatedly. This rapist wasn't your typical rapist, since he wore surgical gloves to keep from leaving fingerprints behind. After he ejaculated inside of me, he poured bleach and dishwashing liquid inside of me to contaminate any evidence of DNA from his semen. I could hear myself screaming as loud as possible. Hearing yourself scream is the worst feeling possible, not knowing what he's going to do to you next." The women had bewildered looks on their faces. "You being raped in such a brutal way, how has it changed your life?" asked Sheena Sawyer, sharing sentiments similar to Mary. "Every single day I hope that he's caught," Mary continued. "I wasn't his first victim, and I'm sure I won't be his last. I hope that no one goes through what I went through, because it does change your life forever. In the hour and a half that he beat and raped me, I didn't know who I was, and didn't know what I was. Everything that I knew previously up to that point had been washed away." Dewey B. Reynolds. "What about response from authorities?" Shannon Murphy intervened. "What about response from your community?" Mary cleared her throat. "Law enforcement was really good. I have nothing bad to say about them. As a matter of fact, the detective assigned to my case became one of my good friends and was a bridesmaid in my wedding. So something good became of something bad. Unfortunately, the hospital treated me real bad. I remember lying on the table waiting for my mother and my boyfriend to get there. Some doctor walks in with a clipboard and asks me how was I going to pay for my treatment. I didn't care how I was going to pay after surviving a beating and raping that nearly killed me. I didn't care how the hospital was going to be compensated for treating me." Sandy weaved in and said, "Didn't you use your frustration by taking action and getting some legislation passed? Here in Missouri, I helped get Bill 388 passed, which prohibits rape victims from paying for forensic exams." Applauses came from every corner of the adjoining rooms. Mary stirred up emotions and jump-started hope for all the women. "Everyone, this is to give you guys a heads up on what our future plans are. We plan to go to the legislature here in Missouri and have victim notification laws passed so that when these men who have assaulted and raped you get out of prison, you can know where they are living. And we sure hope they never get out of prison," Carol attested. "But in most cases, they are released from prison." Mary stamped on a few more words. "It is our right to know where these predators are living. When potential victims are at risk, they must know about these sexual monsters. They should be tipped off as to their whereabouts. It's not the sheriffs and the policemen who are at risk, it's the women who are unsuspecting about these psychos. Remember, ladies, rapists are shrewdly mobile," Sandy added. "For you unfortunate ones who were raped, you guys don't even know of their whereabouts. These maniacs don't know just one community." "Rape is one of the worst tragedies any woman could ever suffer," Mary cried out to the other victimized souls. "During the whole time I was being raped, it felt like a man masturbating inside of me with a piece of sandpaper.